Hello, hello, everyone. How's it going? And welcome back to another episode of Weekly Assault with PAINGOD and Tankz0rzVideo. I am Tankz0rzVideo and Mr.
Hey
PAINGOD.
everybody, and I'm PAINGOD. How you doing this week, Tankz0rzVideo?
Pretty good, pretty good. Excited for our Extra Life event going on tomorrow. So if you haven't heard, stay tuned for Extra Life tomorrow.
Yeah, that runs for, because of the time change, that runs for like 25 hours, right?
That is correct.
A bonus hour. What time are we starting that tomorrow?
Starting that at 8 a.m.
At 8 a.m. I'm going to be on from 9 to 10, answering the World Tank Console Facebook group questions. So join us then too.
This should be a special treat.
Fun fact, I don't know if anybody knows this, but every year when we do Extra Life, Tankz0rzVideo does all the technical setup and handles all the streaming and stays awake for 25 hours straight to do it because he trusts nobody else to get it right.
Something like that. I mean, always, on the technical side, stuff always likes to break somewhere. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, that's 25 hours of your life is a pretty huge donation to a cause. You're to be commended for it, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
Another busy week with a lot of good things going on. Our Kinetic Fury season is still underway. It started October 19th. So far, 4,400 of you have completed it as of yesterday. The Monster Hunter op, where you could choose your own monster tank based on completion, wrapped up on this past Tuesday. A whopping 47,167 monster tanks were earned, just given away for all your hard work and playing. The most hunted monsters were the Revenant, followed by the Lycan, and followed by the Chimera Inferno.
And by most hunted, is that the tanks that players like seek the most to get?
Yeah, it was the most popular ones that players selected when they got to pick the tank. So Revenant was most popular. Monster Commanders, based on someone suggesting the stream, we put them into bundles so they get them all together. Carmilla is still by far the top Monster Commander owned. We had our monster drop. We're playing in a monster tank or playing monster mash mode. You got free drops and stuff. We gave away 352,000 of those drops to date. You still have time, all the way through the restart Tuesday morning. I have to apologize. The Awaken mode or Monster Mash mode accidentally ended about 8 p.m. Central on Halloween, which it wasn't supposed to. So we got that back up the next day and extended it a week. So those of you that asked why we only run it for a week and can we run it longer, there you go. Since we made a mistake, we took the opportunity to add an extra week to it.
Players were definitely super excited about that. They were like, "Oh, it's back up," and they were definitely playing. I got to even play some with some of our community contributors.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun every year when we do this. That mode so far has had over 35,600 battles played, and times that times 14. I can't do the math that fast. A lot of people playing it. The most played Awaken tanks outside of the free Spectre tank is the Revenant again. Used almost 2 times as often as the next, which is the Lycan, and the third most played was this year's Awakened tank, the Creature. Let's see what else has been going on. We had a new Western Alliance post-war heavy, the Centennial Chieftain T95 1959 version. Right now, it's sitting pretty balanced. It's at about a 50.6% win rate. Of course, we always want a whole month of data, but it looks like it's holding its own just fine. We had the Truth Prevails Earn Challenge, and that ended on Tuesday. 68,000 people earned the Skoda T25 skin, and 22.4 thousand earned the Zizka Skoda tank itself. So congratulations on that. And then the latest stats on tanks were forged, which the last one was the Chieftain MK6 line and a bunch of UK premiums. You know, a bump of easily 1 to 3% in the win rate across all of them. See who's doing the best right now. The Chieftain itself is doing the best. Ownership is, ownership per day is about 10 times the usual across the, the whole line. So a lot of people picking up and playing those tanks. See, this week we have the Day of the Dead emblem earn challenge. You can get that, display that proudly on your tanks. We released a new premium tank destroyer, the M50 Antos, with a custom skin. If you've seen the art for that, that's that tank with a whole bunch of guns. It's sitting at a 50.7% win rate, so doing good. They're right in the middle of the pack. Deals about 2,500 average damage, which is number 7 out of all 26 detente tanks, and number 1 for detente tank destroyers. And that one's pretty fun to play. Tuesday, we started a new daily play challenge. Come in daily, do easy stuff, do a penetration, get in the top 10 on your team, stuff like that. And you get a chance at a random drop once a day, including a chance at the T-34 Black Edition and a new Black Friday skin that I think we have a screenshot for.
Yes, I do. And it is up on screen and it is glorious.
And then our November sales started, leading up to Black Friday, discounts on premium time, cosmetics, equipment. The brought back last year's Cold Steel limited edition tanks. I think you got a screenshot of that, or screenshots.
Here we go. This is the Earthshaker, the Eradicator, and last but not least, the Demolisher.
And then we have another choose your tank challenge for November, where you can earn either the IS-6 Black Edition, the Minotaur KV5, or the Demolisher T-28. Tankz0rzVideo, I think you have screenshots for those too.
Yes, we do. We have the T-28 Proto, the Minotaur KV5. I love this one. And the IS-6.
And so far, and that just started Tuesday, so far one person has already completed the challenge and picked their tank. 9 other players were on the last stage of the challenge as of yesterday, so they're probably going to be picking their tank today. As a second reminder in the stream, Extra Life starts tomorrow, 8 a.m. Central, which is, I'm not going to try to do the UTC conversion on live television.
I believe that is 1 p.m. UTC.
Yes, I believe you're correct. I always have to do 9 a.m. UTC is 4 p.m. Central and then count forward and back because our releases are always at 9 a.m. UTC on Tuesdays, and so that means I'm up at 4 o'clock every Tuesday. Next week we have a new Cold War Premium, the Teledyne AGS, the Western Alliance Detente era light tank with a custom skin dubbed the Mojave. You got a screenshot of that, right, Tankz0rzVideo?
Absolutely. This tank is it's a pretty little tank.
We're also celebrating Veterans Day on November 11th for all those that served. There's new emblems that you can earn honoring veterans and the anniversary of the inauguration of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. We had a new emblem this year for that in 1921. We're also going to have ×3 XP on first win, November 11th through the 14th. Did you show a shot of the emblem, the unknown soldier?
Yeah, it just went on screen.
Okay, cool. One of these days I'll hook up another feed so I can watch what's actually going on in the stream. But that might be too distracting. Coming up Tuesday, we're doing our next installment of Tankz Reforged. It's going to be the Jagdpanzer E100 line. Most of the tanks received a reverse speed increase to keep consistently in the line for changes made to other vehicles. Tiers 7 through 9 will have some armor improvements. There's some general gun changes, improves penetration, which impacts the Jagdpanzer 4, Jagdpanther, and the National Army. All the details are in my notes that Tankz0 will get posted, or someone on his team will.
I'm sure Modern Callout will put those on the Discord for everyone.
We have new World War II skins for Poland Independence Day, also an Earn Challenge, and as well as available on the customization reel. I think you get screenshots of those.
Yes, I do. Pronouncing these are.
I'm not going to try. There's one for the 40 TP, one for the 53 TP, and one for the 60 TP. Their names are all in Polish.
Yeah, I can't, absolutely can't do that. This is the 53 TP on screen, and then we have the 60 TP and the 40 TP.
We'll also have the limited edition Crimson Tanks on sale. And then I'm happy to say I was going to try to look up the gamer tag of the person that reported it, but I couldn't find the ticket before this. It let us know a week or two ago that the advanced armor equipment wasn't working properly. Happy to say we found the reason for that, and it's fixed, and that fix should go out on Tuesday. So thanks for finding that, and apologies I couldn't find your gamer tag ahead of time. Maybe I'll have a little Skype helper tell me.
Sudden Death Warrior says he loves the skins.
Cool, glad to hear it. Those guys put a lot of work into concepting those and getting them in, and then QA's got to test them for bugs and tears, and a labor of love doing those skins.
We have some players asking us to say the Polish names. I absolutely cannot. I will butcher that, I promise you.
And that great thing where that helpful Windows feature where if you actually hold on or move a window too quickly, all your windows collapse on you.
Listen, we're gonna give this a try, TJ.
Pardon?
We're gonna give this a try. We're gonna butcher these names, so someone could correct me. There's only one way to learn, and it's a trial and error here.
So the 40 TP is probably Habicha.
The Habicha. Then we have the 53
I took
TP.
the easy one.
We have the Marco Skigo.
And I'll try the last one, the 60 TP Luandoskigo.
And there you have it. Proper and technical pronunciations of these Polish names. I'm sure one of our Polish employees here would correct us.
Yeah, it's always during the stream when I'm like, oh.
Yeah, we should have probably.
So I won't say her name, speaks Polish. I could have just asked her how to pronounce them.
Yeah.
I'm always so busy with meetings and everything and trying to put the notes together, and Lady Obscura does a whole ton to help me with the notes. And it's like last minute. I'm like, okay, here's the notes, send, and we're on air. So, thank you for the help, Max Chaos. It was Nice Guy Tall who reported the problem with the equipment. So thanks for that, and I'm glad we were able to get that fixed much faster than that last skill it took forever for us to fix. Coming later down the line in all of these streams, someone invariably asks, what's the next Tankz Reforged? After the Jagdpanzer line, I'll give you a hint. It's a USSR TD line, which you can expect some armor improvements for. And then the art behind me, I don't know how well you can see it. I think Tankz0, you got a render of this to show full screen?
We absolutely do.
Yeah. Been asked for a couple months now about black tanks and what our plans were, and I'm like, I can't reveal them. but we can show you a picture.
I think my finger slipped. We're back. No, but those skins are the new tanks, dude. Look very nice.
Yeah, there's 12. Count them, 12 brand new black skins for tanks.
I don't have enough fingers, thank God.
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll be featuring them all next week. Yeah, the image up.
Yes, I do. I'll put it back up here.
That's okay. You know, I can't see what you're doing. So,
what else do we have in store here? Thank God.
Pardon?
So, what else do we have here in store for our players?
Just kind of other updates on things going on. Marks of excellence. We completed the time frame for doing the data analysis on, and there's a dedicated computer crunching the numbers and doing the analysis. Hopefully I'll have some more information for you next week. We've been talking for a while now about, we've done a number of different matchmaking tests and did a test a few weeks ago about seeing if we could switch the matchmaker live without doing a restart or kicking people. And that was successful. And so I'm happy to say class-based matchmaking, which we've been working on for quite a while, is ready to be tested in super test. So we're gonna set that up for a weekend in super test with a bunch of bots and run simulations on it, and checking all the matches for balance. And then if that is all successful, we'll set up a live test for a weekend and let everybody know that the test is going on, so they can give us their feedback on their particular experiences. Because even crunching numbers doesn't always tell you everything. So look forward to that. Really happy that's coming along.
Our players always are very keen into finding new stuff, right, that our test can't find.
So I'm glad we're finding more and more ways just to test things out in real world conditions, because simulations don't always show up everything, and there's no bots that are as good as a player at noticing things. So see, contract update. Oddly enough, right before this stream every week is the sync on contracts with everybody that's working on it, and QA and design and UI. Those seem to be coming along well, so I still think that those will end up in the game before the end of the year. Right after that, I think the work switches over to commander customization. So we're looking first of the year, probably about February time frame for that coming, if all goes well. I'll keep you updated on that. As many of you know, and celebrated, we had to nerf the Armadillo because it was pretty significant OP, somewhere between a 57.5% and a 58% win rate. We made a little bit small edits to rate of fire and I think handling, and that dropped it down to 53.5, 54% win rate, but it hasn't been long enough. We need a month of data for that to see if we need to adjust further or if that levels out. It's still the number one light tank in escalation, but it's not overtly OP anymore. When cross-referenced with players' skill, it's performing within 0.5% of average, so it's looking a lot better. Because we look at the win and success rates also by cohorts, which is groups of people at different skill levels, number of battles under their belt, what their average win rate is across all tanks, so we can get a better picture. So and it feels very, very close to the same to me. It's still a blast to play. I love doing wheelies in it. It's just a fun tank, except for when you come to blind cliffs, which seem to get me all the time.
It's cliffs for you, and it's lakes for me.
Lakes for you, really?
Yeah.
I always know where the water is. The water's coming, but sometimes, especially on the bigger, desert ramps in Cold War, I'm like, we need to put rocks at the edge of the cliff or something like, because I'll be like sailing along and the ground just drops out underneath me, and I'm like, oh, canyon.
Even with rocks sometimes, right? Like you were talking about the armadillo. I was playing that the other day, and I hit it at just the right angle, and I did like a triple cartwheel, and you know what happened.
And like almost I got one time on the corner, it spun like a top. It was awesome. That reminds me, people are always asking about wheeled vehicles, and I said they're in our playtest every day now, and talk about some hilarious physical reactions right now. Not good ones, they're bugs, but just the funniest things. I bumped a car, and my chassis just started doing 360s while I was still traveling in the same direction, which was weird. And then I ended up inside of a building and saw that there was actually tables and chairs inside the cafe, inside the building. On the maps, polys and textures nobody sees that we're spending money on, or resources, lots of interesting, fun things this week with the wheeled vehicles, as opposed to last week, which was not fun playing them at all. So yeah, the guys are working super hard on trying to get those, exactly right. This week showed me that I think we're on a good path there now.
Most definitely. And it totally slipped my mind until halfway through the stream here that we are giving away.
Oh, the Teledyne. Yes, I was supposed to say let's do a giveaway when we talked about the Teledyne, and I just cruised right past it.
That is correct. That is the Teledyne, along with its skin that it comes with.
The Mojave skin.
Mm-hmm. So if you're interested in getting one of these tanks, leave in our chat here your gamer tag and console, along with hashtag extra life. So if you would like to earn one of these, hashtag extra life, console, and your gamer tag. In addition to, check out Twitter, because I think you might have extra chances in winning over there. So check out our official Twitter, everyone.
Yeah, and we're doing giveaways for Extra Life as well, right?
Oh yeah, we have lots.
We're throwing out tons of codes. It might be early in the day. You might want to be up at
8 a.m., 1 p.m. UTC.
Yeah, 1 p.m. UTC. I already forgot it. I was trying to do the conversion in my head again.
Yeah, no, we definitely have lots of fun stuff planned, and with that, a lot of codes and giveaways. So make sure you show up for all the fun.
It was crazy. The ticket came by me like, okay, if we hit this amount, we're going to give 1,000 codes that are worth this much. This amount, 1,000 codes this much. This amount, 1,000 codes this much. I'm like, okay. I'm like, wow, that total is a lot to give away. But I'm like, I don't know if we'll get up to that amount or whatever. I found out today that we're almost at the top amount, so we're giving all the codes out, which I don't know how many thousands of code it is. Maybe Val can count those and tell me.
Millions.
Pardon?
I said millions.
I know what the total price tag on that. I was like, okay, maybe next year we got to tone down the rewards a little bit. We're just giving too much stuff away.
Hey, it's for a great cause.
It's for a great cause, and I found out why we're so close to the very top level already is because we figured what those amounts were without figuring that Wargaming was going to kick in $3,000, which hit some of the milestones right off the bat, and then other streamers that are already working on gathering donations, that all combined has almost got us to the top reward mark. So lots of codes being given out tomorrow.
No, definitely. And it's not only us too; it's also our community contributors, helping out and participating in this. And
yeah, there's at times like, where did the money come from? They're like, they get scared. Like, there's people already on their streams, pimping it and pushing the charity and asking for donations and doing their own thing. And I'm like, well, that's fantastic. I didn't know that happened earlier. I'm still usually too buried in Jira and emails and video conferences. So Max Chaos wanted me to give everybody update on super test applications. A bunch came in, so they're all still being reviewed. Thanks for everybody's interest. Anybody that is approved will be contacted sometime next week. We're well on track to. I'm thinking we're going to add about 100 people to the program based on the first review of the applications. So that's a lot. Wow, that's really appreciated.
And if someone's interested in joining this program, how does one of our players go about doing so?
Joining Super Test?
Correct.
They'll have to wait for the next announcement because we had an open enrollment period that just ended last week.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, and so there'll be more. We'll announce open enrollment on this stream, on the portal, in the forums the next time we need to grab a batch. This was Xbox specific. We probably will do a PlayStation 1 in the near future.
Sounds great. So those of you who are interested, keep your eye out. We're always looking for excellent tankers to check out the latest and greatest.
And that also know how not to leak things and keep things confidential.
That is the
key point.
Yeah.
I got a whole bunch of questions stacked up here. Thank you, Lady Obscura. Looks like Blue Soda 00. When is the free XP sale on? Starting November 23rd. The answer to almost when is this on sale is going to be pretty much for Black Friday. XKV 154X. What tanks are behind me? That's, you got to guess those. You got the full screen from Tankz0r. We're not revealing everything yet. Next week we'll give out all the details.
I have a question here from Garfield.
Okay. Hey, Garfield, how you doing?
He's asking, are the random drops? Oh yeah, he's gonna win all of them. He's asking if all the random drops, do they have an equal chance to be gotten? So, for example, does a T-34 have an equal chance of dropping as well as like 10k silver or something? He's asking if they're weighted differently.
They are weighted differently, right? So the IS-6 is a much smaller percentage than, say, some boosters, some boosters or consumables or anything like that. So it's just like the drop tables work just like the regular key cards do. So the higher the value of the item, the smaller the chance for that to win. It's like it's on a scale or a slope.
We have our buddy Kellen here asking an update on the HUD fix tickets for Spectator.
Say that again.
Kellen is asking if there's an update for Spectator HUD. I believe we had
yeah, I had a whole list that I read off last week, so I think it's in the notes from last week's stream. I don't have it in front of me at the moment. I'm sorry, Kellen.
We'll take a look on Discord and
yeah, I'm sure Max Chaos or Lady Obscura might be able to find that. Who's this? I don't know how to pronounce this. I'll just ask. Will Hydra be available anytime soon? There's a chance almost every tank is going to be available at some point in November. So keep an eye on the portal or the emails that come out. I'm pretty sure you can grab one this November. Almost every tank except for some of the licensed ones we can't sell right now. So no grown Panzer tank or no Hot Wheel tanks this month because we don't have a license for them right now.
Correct. Klufir Key L36 is asking if the black tanks have any special bonuses attached to them. The new ones.
Not like the 100-year black tanks from 4 years ago, 5 years ago. They have typical premium tank bonuses. A number of those skins are tanks that have been previously released. So if you have them, all you need to do is just pick up the skin. So they're a lot more accessible this year to the wallet. But we didn't give them any super boost. It's just whatever the bonuses for each particular premium tank is. Boom 426 Nikki, are they fixing the Ferdinand? And actually, as a matter of fact, in the next reforge, the Ferdinand will have improved reverse speed and an improvement all around improvement to armor. So very timely question.
And on the topics of Tanks Reforged, We have Plume73 asking if there's going to be any German premium tanks in the Reforged section.
Maybe a little birdie will tell me.
Sounds good.
Oh, and for clarification, I guess we didn't explain that the black tanks this year are skins, or black skins for premium tanks. Most of them already previously released tanks, so you'll be able to pick up the tank and the skin. But if you already have the tank, you don't have another tank you have to buy. You can just get the skin.
Brogon is asking, will there be a mass survey following the Matchmaker test weekend?
I don't know how we're going to handle the feedback. Yeah, a survey is actually an excellent idea. And now that that has been said out loud, it's been recorded by those watching the wargaming people watching the stream, and I'm sure a ticket will get filed to figure that out. Thank you for the idea on that.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure we could have some type of follow-up on Discord or something linking to that.
Not that our players are shy about putting up their own surveys, so we can save ourselves a lot of work and just look for theirs.
Yeah.
Is there, where am I at? Legend Crypt, cool. Gamer tag. Is there any way we could get the Jag Panzer E100 Crocodile as a Tier X reward tank? We're definitely looking to add that tank somewhere down the line. I've seen it in the upcoming list of tanks to use. I don't know if it's going to be a reward tank or what, or maybe we'll make it a contract tank. Yeah, we'll have to look into that and figure out exactly what date we're going to do that and see how we want to promote it.
We have another question from iGarfield. He's asking if there'll be a schedule attached for who's streaming on the marathon. Currently, we have an internal schedule, but we will post something on Discord to let everyone know time slots and who's going to be on and whatnot. So keep an eye out on that. I'm sure Modern Callout would also put something on Twitter as well.
Elliot, 2751, when's the next string theory? Look for it 4 days before Christmas.
Which is coming up quick.
Yeah, it's coming up way too quick. Yeah, so it's always good to have that when you have some extra time off to do more battles. So, Brogue One, will they do a mass survey following the? Oh, you already read that one. Mm-hmm. Ellen. Legend Crypt, has the creature's armor model been fixed? Yes, it's fixed internally. I saw it go through test, so the fix should go out sometime next week, and it'll be, well, we'll announce when the fix goes out. I'm just not sure if it's going to be Tuesday or before or after that, but I did see the fix get verified in Jira ticket this morning. What is this? Blue Odaz00 or Dale? I don't know. Any news on Cold War British tanks? Yeah, they're getting really close. They're definitely coming in December. I believe I could even maybe say that the name of the December season has probably got the word British in it, as a matter of fact.
Ooh. And on that topic of Cold War, Massio Air is asking if are there any plans for German Cold War tanks in the future?
Absolutely.
So keep your eyes on.
I'm trying to think when in the calendar they are. I'm pretty sure they're 2022. I just don't know off the top of my head what month. I do want to give a shout out to our volunteer chat mods. They do a great job trying to keep things cleaned up so we can actually see your questions, and you know, so you can get your questions answered. So thanks to the mods that are always helping out in chat. For extra life codes, the first 8 codes are unlocked already, so make sure you join the stream like right at the beginning tomorrow, if you can. We'll have stuff we're giving away for the whole 25 hours, but there's going to be a boatload of codes just flooding the internets tomorrow morning. Oh, and yeah, the German Premium Reforge, Tankz Reforge is next week. It's going to be the 88 Pack 43 Jag Tiger, the Panzer Auto, the Stug 4, and the Hidden Stug 3 are all getting reforged.
Excellent, excellent. And
then Norwegian Guy 1. Any chance for removing Artie from World War II for times 1.25 gold refund? Probably not. There's players that love to play Artie, and we just can't take that away from them. I will tell you that there's a lot of discussions, and I think I meant this before, about how we can make Arties, still be very enjoyable for Artie players and not as so hated by non-Artie players. There's discussions, if not a plan in the works, that I hope to be able to tell you about a little bit more soon. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned for more info. We have Kellen again asking if we will see more skins come down the line, like PC.
Yeah, we're trying to make as many skins as we can in between making new tanks. It's the same kind of group of people. And skins actually take longer because the concepting and approval, the changes and everything. But yeah, I would venture to say we're adding about at least 6 skins a month, if not more.
No, definitely not. And they're usually pretty neat, right? Because they have extra stuff on them, like the wiggly bits and the foliage and whatnot.
Yeah,
which makes them more interesting.
Gas cans, helmets. I was also reminded that in previous Tank Reforge, we also improved German premiums, the Revenant Crafts Panther and the PZ 3 OS-K. So
we have someone laughing at me saying wiggly bits. That's what we call them internally.
Yeah, that's our internal term. We're not supposed to actually call that on TV. They're Tankz0rzVideo.
Oh, well.
On the internet.
the parts that move.
Now it got out. Yes. Well, it's animated objects.
Animated objects.
Animated objects. What is this? Nate Unix. Any comment on the tier 8 Cano Jagger Panzer struggling at tier 9 and 10? Can I get a boost to gun pen for premium shells at least? Potentially. We'll get that into the list for future Tank Reforge to get looked at. We might still have some work to do there.
We have a great question here from Acid Warfare. He's asking is there any way to gift key cards to friends, or possibly plan to in the future?
Key cards to friends. I think at least on Xbox you can gift any store item to friends if it's in the Xbox store, and key cards are in the Xbox store.
Okay, so you probably have to go through the actual Xbox store.
Yeah, there's no actual in-game way to do them. Same thing with gold, because those are actually key cards, and golds are actually part of the Microsoft and PlayStation stores, right? So that's why when you go to buy them through our UI, you are taken to the store in the store dialogue, because they have the control over selling those. So that's why we can't set up gifting for them, but pretty sure you can gift any DLC.
Okay.
At least the Xbox store, we can look into it for you.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it.
And if not, we always have our friendly neighborhood customer service people that go out of their way to try to help any request however big or however small. If it's something you really need to do for Christmas or for a friend's birthday or something, I would think there's some way we can accommodate you, unless I am told, no, you're a liar in the next 5 minutes.
There's usually a way to do things, right? It's just reaching out to the first step.
Gunny 1162, Lady Obscura, could the team take a look at the armor viewer for the Tier 9 Tortoise? The armor doesn't match up with the regular view of the tank on the right rear over the tracks. It disappears and shells pass right through there without doing any damage. Yep, that's if armor viewer says it's not there, it's not there. Because it actually looks at the files itself. So yeah, thanks for reporting that, which is probably a bug, and we'll take a look at it. Sure, it's going into Jira right now.
Plum73 is asking if there's any updates on the testing on the Hellfire Pass map.
Yeah. That was in last week's stream too, and I don't remember. I think we published a list of the changes that we're doing based on the last round of feedback from the Play with the Designers, and I believe those changes are scheduled to go into the early December next version update.
Sounds great.
This is Clever Roaz. Any signal for buff the 105 millimeter of the Demolisher? It struggles because they can see tier 9 and 10. So someone looked up the stats while we were sitting here talking, and it looks like it's performing. It's performing pretty well on average, if not above average. So it doesn't look like it's a candidate for any immediate rebalance, but we'll keep an eye on it, especially while we're rebalancing other tanks. That has effects on other tanks, right? So now the like some of the giving a faster reverse speed to a number of tanks is because of balance changes we made in previous tanks for Forge to keep everybody on the same playing field. So it's not like we balance this line and it's fine and there's nothing else to do, because now if that's doing better, it's doing better against other tanks, and now that made their stats go down or up. And then, so we have it's a constant game of trying to balance the scales.
I see a couple of questions about adding better communication options in the radio wheel, and I know we spoke about that last time. That's something that we're looking into.
Yeah, we are looking at popular request for additional commands. As well, in the very early stages of just thinking about how to revamp the system so it's just easier to use. I'm one of those people, I always struggle because I can't hold my thumb straight on the thumbsticks. I'm always at an angle, right? So whenever I think I'm going straight, I'm actually going, in a tank, I'm actually going a little bit to the right. So I'm always having to correct. So when anything on a radio menu is just like death for me, I always end up overshooting whatever I wanted to pick and pick the wrong thing. So we're trying to find a way, we're early discussions of finding a way to make communication between teammates in game a lot better. And I like a little bit better, a couple extra commands, but a lot better. Like, we designed the system from scratch. How would we do it? Looking at other games, how well they do it, putting more not only 2D markers on the mini map, but 3D markers out into the world, to enhance team play. So like I said, we're in the early stages of that, but it's definitely something we feel is very important.
Leroy Igsron's asking if it's possible to introduce some in-game tutorials for new players.
We're working on more education. What do they call it when I'm watching TV on the weekend? Edutainment. Missions for newer players. To teach them more things, teach them more advanced tactics, but still in a fun battle. you've been with us for a long time, you know, once you're not a new player, you don't see the training missions, but they've gone through all kinds of different types of training missions and different lengths and different methods. And I tell you, the one that was the least successful was our original one, which was like, go here, stop here, do this, go here, stop there, do this. We'd have people just bailing in the middle all the time. Like, you know, because we would hold you and not let you drive until you could turn your turret, and then, you know, would not let you go past the next one until you actually learn how to zoom. You know, and these very halting, restrictive training missions, actually, the number of people that completed them, you know, was pretty low. When we went to more action oriented, like we have for the training mission right now, then the number of people that complete that first mission is super high, like 97%. But then, you know, the fall off after they go right into PvE or PvP battles after that is pretty steep. So we're looking to extend that training experience, but not like try to cram everything into one mission, make more multiple missions so they learn things in stages, get to use them, feel confident about them, and then we teach them the next thing. So very, very timely question, because there's designers working on those missions as we speak.
Yeah, definitely. There's a interesting line, right, to make things educational but fun at the same time. Plum 73.
So someone, what is it? Uzodao? Please tell us the top era 3 Cold War British tanks will be. I can't give that out yet. I'm sorry. One, we're still balancing them, playing with them, and saying this should be this era, this should be this era. But I'll give you a hint. It's a whole bunch of tanks that start with the letter C.
I just thought of like 10 tanks.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad for the tank filter for custom games, that it grays out the tanks that you can't use, because I would pick the wrong tank all the time.
Oh,
when we were testing the British tanks, you know, they're like, okay, we're gonna go to escalation. I'd be like, which one of these C tanks is the escalation tank? But it grays everything out, so I don't pick the wrong tank.
I remember when we first introduced that feature, I wasn't having it. I loved it. I was like, finally, I don't have to try and memorize tanks or figure out what's
right. Or if you're the room host booting people out. No, right. I said tier 8. No, I said tier 8. Stop joining with the tier 7.
Yeah.
We used to do that. Our own playtest. I'm like, it's a bunch of designers playing. It's like, can you not follow instructions?
Yep. We have Plum 73 is asking if there's a chance for new big bundles for Microsoft Store, so the Ultimate Game Pass subscribers could take advantage of.
Yes, there's plans. I don't know what they are. That actually falls under the publishing group, not under development. So it's kind of they talk and they negotiate with Microsoft, and then or PlayStation, and then we get a ticket like, please create this bundle with these contents for you know, this quarter's Game Pass. You know, just kind of like the monthly tank DLC we're doing right now. So I don't know what or when, because I haven't seen the ticket yet, or maybe it's gone by already and I forgot about it. But I know they're always looking to be part of the Game Pass program.
Someone just mentioned.
It actually came up in a conversation yesterday with publishing, so I'm sure there'll be something soon.
Someone just mentioned the Churchill gun carrier, and that reminded me with I believe that one drives faster in reverse, right? Because the gun is actually physically mounted the wrong way in real life.
I believe you're correct. Yes.
Yeah. Every time you kept mentioning about the reverse speed increase buffs, I kept thinking about that tank. Just driving backwards.
Well, I have no more questions in my queue. We got through a lot of them today, though.
We did.
That's because you don't talk enough, and I talk way too fast.
we went through a lot of questions. I mean, that's a great thing. Sir Tornado is asking, is there any chance these guys could do something with encounter maps. Maybe give them give players choice to the game mode. I'm trying to reword this here.
While you're doing that, I was reminded that gifting keycards is blocked even in the first party stores because every different region has different rules and laws around them and also age restrictions. So we had to actually block the gifting of those so that we weren't in violation.
Oh, okay.
So as soon as Ladies Obscure started typing that, I'm like, oh no, I remember this now. Yeah.
Tankz0rzVideo was asking if I guess if there's a way to give players choice if they could play encounter maps or not.
There's no way to do that right now, and we haven't. We've constantly made a decision not to add that because that would further complicate Matchmaker, cause queue times to be longer, and there being more soft and more hard fails. And our goal is always faster queue times, most balanced matches. So we get to that nirvana someday where it's like everybody's like, yeah, the times are good, and these say the class-based matchmaking works out. It's the nirvana, right? And it's like, oh, the maps are, matches are always balanced, and the queue times are still good, 30 seconds or 45 seconds or less. Then we can say, okay, what's the next thing on the wish list for Matchmaker to do? Picking game types, I would probably say wouldn't be the highest on the list. I think probably matchmaking by skill would be my number one after the class stuff. So that we had not only teams balanced by tank, but balanced by the skill level of the player, or at least a skill range of the players, right? So end up on the team of potatoes while the other team ends up with a bunch of unicoms.
Super potatoes. We do have that giveaway rolling. Maybe we should wrap that guy up.
Yeah, let's see who besides our Garfield I wins the tank.
Alrighty. Well, let us take a look here. And our winner is Milan 2SK. Congratulations, Milan.
Congrats. You are the very, very first owner of the Tele9 MGS.
Along with the Mojave skin.
With the Mojave skin, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure if it's already concluded or not, but take a look at Twitter and make sure that you enter for a chance to win there as well. And that about wraps it up for our giveaway here.
Cool. Well, thanks, Tankz0rzVideo. Everybody, hope you have a good weekend. And if you are in one of the states that, however you look at it, losing an hour or gaining an hour this weekend, it's really funny. I've been having a discussion with a friend that some people perceive, falling forward as losing an hour, and other people perceive it as, gaining an hour. And it seems to be split amongst people that like to sleep in or people that can't sleep all that well anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happens right in the middle of Extra Life. Once again, Extra Life starting tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock.
It's just an extra hour of fun.
So an extra hour that Tankz0rzVideo doesn't get to sleep, and the people get to donate to a very, very good cause. Maybe one day, man, we'll stop trying to play with time. But until then, Extra Life every year is going to be 25 hours.
Did you say 45 hours?
25. Well, if man plays with time more, it could become 45 hours. Who knows?
My ears are playing tricks on me already. All right. Well,
who knows? You get somebody in government, they decide it's a 48-hour day instead of a 24-hour day.
We'll see. All right. Okay. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. And until next time.
Have a great weekend. See you on the battlefield.
See you on the battlefield. Bye-bye.
Load it up.
on Tide. We're about to raid Marquee Mage.